company overseeing the recovery of a yacht that sank a year ago off Sicily says it will halt operations following the death of a specialist diver while working underwater. Local media reporting the diver was a 39-year-old Dutchman. A storm slammed the vessel last August, causing it to sink, killing 7
All right, we're live.
in that incident. Breaking news at townhall.com. Are we seeing the demise of a key accent in America?
Southern accents are disappearing in some areas, and experts say it's because of the migration of people into the South from other parts of the United States and from around the world. A series of research papers chronicles the diminishment of the Southern accent among black residents in the Atlanta area, white people in New Orleans, and those who grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina. More than 5.8 million people have moved to the South in the last 5 years. Jason Walker reporting.
Google will pay $1.4 billion to the state of Texas to settle claims that the company collected data on users without permission. The agreement settles several claims Texas made against the search giant in 2022 related to geolocation, incognito searches, and biometric data. More on these stories at townhall.com. I'm Ron Taylor.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVDF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Weekend Review with your host, Jody Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro news, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
Yellow. Not red. Yellow. Okay, here we go. And good morning and welcome to Middleboro in Review. I am Joey Driscoll. Today is the 11th of May, 2025. Today is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day. Dawn, good morning.
I'm not your mother. You don't like looking at me.
No, I'm just saying. I was looking at you to make some comments about Mother's Day.
Well, happy Mother's Day to you, Joey. It's very important that you get something from Mom. Go see Mom. It's very important. Mom loves you. You love Mom. So, yeah. It's Mother's Day. You know what's funny about Mother's Day? It's like totally sought after. I mean, more than, I say, Father's Day. I know Father's Day is important, but it's really, Mother's Day is like the holy grail of holidays.
Yes.
Yeah. Because everyone, my mother's passed a few years ago, and then you cling on to other moms, you know what I'm saying? Like your friends' moms and stuff. And because they remind you of your mom, you know what I mean? And, especially, my mother would have been 88, so if she was still alive. And I think about it every day and stuff, and it's important, and all seriousness, and I miss her, and so when you have your mom here, you hug her, you just try to spend as much time with her, listen to her, try to learn from her, you're nothing without your mother in this world. And like I said, I mean, it's just like, it's important. So you go give your mom a hug when you get home, because it's important. I wish I could. But, memory's always good, and, I remember the Mother's Days. I always try to call my mom, even though we live far apart. But it's really important,
All right, yes, so happy Mother's Day.
What's your throw you under the bus here. What's your view of Mother's Day? How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel the same way as you do.
Well, come on, you got to own.
It's important. No,
I said what I said.
Right. No, you said it right.
Oh,
No,
same as you.
No, you said it right.
Yeah.
No, it's important. No, it is. It's
No, you know what? You know what I'm saying? It's just like you just gravitate to other people's moms, who are still around.
Yeah.
Because that age bracket, as far as my mom would be, most of my friends, their moms, are that age, and
Sure.
you just hope, you just think about them now. You know what I mean?
All right.
So that's important. Because to me, anyway, that's how I operate.
All right. So, what is the weather on this Mother's Day? It's a very beautiful day today,
I'm glad.
which is amazing, awesome. It's going to be a great day today. 69 degrees for the high today, 46 for the low this evening, 52 right now. Sunny throughout the day today with a little bit of wind, but that's not going to be that bothersome today, wind. Tomorrow, 68 degrees with a high of 43. Also sunny in Taunton. 73 degrees in Newport Richey, 85 degrees for the high, 72 for the low. A little bit of rain expected in Newport Richey, Florida today. I can kind of see it on the radar here. Kind of some rain moving in a little bit. Tomorrow, same thing, a little bit of rain, 83 degrees, a high of 83, a low of 71. In Middleboro, 52 degrees right now currently, 68 degrees for the high, 47 for the low, nice and sunny all day today. And Driscoll, Texas, 86 degrees, 61 for the low. And clear today, a little bit of wind. High of 92 tomorrow in clear skies, and a high of 100 on Tuesday in Driscoll, Texas. That's the first time so far that we've gotten a high of 100. You're going to see a lot more of that in Driscoll, North Dakota, 64 degrees with a red flag warning. And we have sunny conditions all day today with a lot of wind. Hence why I believe the red flag warning is in place. Wind over the next couple of days, actually, in Driscoll, North Dakota. But really warm. 91 today, 92 tomorrow, 91 on Tuesday in Driscoll, North Dakota. So a little bit of a heat wave in early May in North Dakota. We have that. Our today in histories, we have as follows. We have May 11th, 1997, Deep Blue, a chess-playing supercomputer defeats Gary Kasparov in the last game of the rematch, becoming the first computer to beat a world champion chess player in a classic match format. Now you can just go online and face a computer at chess or checkers or any other game regularly. It's very interesting.
That's been going on a few years.
Yes.
During the evolution of computers over the years. And I think a human's always beat the computer, hasn't it? Even up to now?
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to look it up.
Gary Powers was one of the guys?
Gary Powers? I've heard of him.
Yeah. I think so.
I'd have to look that up. 2010, May 11th, 2010. David Cameron takes office as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom as the Conservative and Liberal Democrats form the country's first coalition government since World War II. That was interesting. What did you think of David Cameron, Don? Get your opinion on David Cameron.
I think all the UK prime ministers are fine, in my opinion. They're all, they're a great ally, and Labour or Conservative doesn't matter. They've always been a good ally. They've been, great people. UK always had our back. We always had their back. And there was a trade deal done too this week.
Yes,
with the
United Kingdom. Yes.
I mean, we may pick at each other, but it's all good fun. I think any of them, are, in my opinion, good men, good people, good government. I don't, everyone has their ways of doing things. We're all different countries in our own, sense of the word. But UK has always been with us, and they've been pretty consistent. Consistent is the word. Be consistent.
Exactly. I'm good on
Consistent menu.
good on Trump and good on Keir Starmer for sitting down and making that trade deal happen. It's a really good thing. All right, our birthdays for today. 1852, Charles W. Fairbanks, American journalist and politician. He was the 26th United States Vice President. 1925, Edward J. King, American politician, the 66th governor of the state of Massachusetts, Don. Yeah, all right. Bobby Roode, Canadian professional wrestler. No longer wrestling. He's kind of retired. But he was great when he was wrestling. He wrestled for WWE and TNA. 1988, Brad Marchand, Canadian ice hockey player. Currently no longer on. No longer on the Bruins. I was thinking of somebody else. No longer on the Bruins. He did get traded earlier on this year to the Florida Panthers, who are in the playoffs right now. So good on Brad Marchand for being traded to a team that may actually win the Stanley Cup this year. It's sad seeing Brad go, but we didn't want to pay him, and that's just kind of the bottom line. We didn't want to pay him.
Speaking of sports, right?
Yes, Don.
You were talking to Paul Az just yesterday.
Yes.
And he asked you, "Hey Joey, how you?" And you're like, "Yeah, about the Celtics." Okay.
Yeah.
You ever heard Debbie Downer? He was a.
They won. So.
You ever heard Debbie Downer?
Yes.
Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
What about Moriarty on Kelly's Heroes?
I did not know.
You got the negative waves, Moriarty. Gavin McLeod, I believe, played that role, and Donald Sutherland was like, said, what's with the negative waves? So what's with the negative waves with the Celtics?
Well,
I mean, Paul was trying to.
I have less negative waves today than I did yesterday, as they did win. So that's a good thing.
Well, they had to win, right?
They had to win, yes.
If they lost,
If they lost, it would have been over. Yeah.
Were they been out?
No, but no team has ever come back from a 3-0 series deficit.
Okay.
All right, so
do you think you should check the negative waves at the door, Moriarty?
maybe going forward, we'll see what happens in Game 4.
Paul was trying to put a light on it, and you was Mr.
We will see what happens in Game 4.
You were a stick in the mud. You know what a stick in the mud is?
I'm going to pump the brakes on the Celtics until I see what happens in Game 4. I want to see what happens in Game 4. I want to see them replicate what they did last night or yesterday afternoon. I want to see them replicate that.
Paul, if you're listening, give us a call so you can say, "I told you so, Joey."
I
was positive and you were negative. Call him Moriarty. You know Kelly's Heroes. You know the negative waves. Donald Sutherland will always call him out on it. Give us a call, Paul, if you want to give us a call. You can tell Joey that he was wrong. Wrong.
1989, Cam Newton, former Carolina Panther, former New England Patriot quarterback. Quarterback immediately following the Brady era. Cam Newton came in, and he's kind of a good quarterback for us for a year or two. Then we moved on from him. Now we got Drake May, and that seems like that's working out pretty well. We'll see what happens this season. Hopefully the Patriots can succeed this season. All right, now we have our passings. 1889, John Cadbury, English businessman. He founded the Cadbury Company.
Candy,
yeah. All right. 1960, John D. Rockefeller Jr., American businessman and philanthropist. Passed away Wednesday in 1960. Passing away on this day in 1981, Bob Marley, Jamaican singer, songwriter, and guitarist. Passing away on this day in 2008, the other great Rush drummer, John Rutsey, passing away on this day. He was on the first album.
Yes.
He was on the first album. He passed away on this day in 2008, and then, unfortunately,
In 2020.
2020, 12 years after John Rutsey, we lost Kurt as well. So we lost both Rush drummers, unfortunately. 2020, speaking of 2020, we lost Jerry Stiller with my May 11th, 2020.
You know, there's a movie. I mean, I watch a lot of old 70s movies because I used to watch them with my father. And The Taking of Pelham 1 through 3, the original, 1977, with Walter Matthau.
Yeah.
Jerry Stiller's in that. And he's great. You know, it's just, I love watching those old 70s movies because I love the outfits they used to have. You know, checkered suit on and stuff like that. But The Taking of Pelham 1 through 3, the original, is the best movie ever. They made a reboot of that movie with John Travolta, which was alright. I liked it. It was good.
It was good.
It was good. But I mean, you know, but the thing is,
John Travolta plays a good villain.
well, the thing is, there was a lot of profanity in the reboot. And and you don't need that. I mean,
No, you don't, but...
you really don't. You go back and look at some of the old movies. You maybe
Yeah, I understand,
maybe
but
one curse word, but it was never
John
it was never a
Travolta
bomb.
just plays a good villain
Yeah,
that it almost doesn't matter.
yeah. But the villain in the original, The Taking of Pelham 1 through 3, was you know, it was a British actor. I'm not sure who it was. We'll look that up during the commercial. But that was like one of the. And I'm big into trains. I always have been. So it's just like it was kind of a good concept. The reboot was good. I'm not knocking it. I liked it. It's good.
Yeah, there's some good people in it.
But I mean, Jerry Stiller was in that movie.
And Jerry Stiller was in two of the best TV series, comedy TV series of their time.
Yeah, Seinfeld.
Seinfeld and King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. Yeah. Yeah.
King of Queens, not King of the Hill.
Yeah,
King of the Hill is
good cartoon. Yeah, right.
King of Queens.
Yeah,
Just
no.
amazing.
I love
comedy.
I love Jerry Stiller. He was just the best, and that was a big one. When did he pass away? 2020.
2020, 5 years ago today.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, 7:23. Let's take our commercial break. We'll be right back.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You can reach them at 508-583-1495. They're open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8
Good
to
morning,
4
Paul.
on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who drive motorcycles.
Taking a Pelham 1 2 3.
Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedom. Our focus is to help
Just tell them who's in it, and then check out the new one.
Mr. Blue, Mr. Green, Mr. Gray.
Yeah, just go with all the things, and go find the 2009 one and just help, because Denzel Washington was in that one too.
Yes.
many members.
James Gandolfini was in the new one too.
James Gandolfini did a really good job in that film.
That's the mayor, yeah.
So just
Yeah, I'll do this after the
run down the
Yeah, after this after the news break. There's a local thing I want to talk about here before we take our news break.
Learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association.
Can I do a little bit of local stuff? This is
Coffee
one
is
of our
extra
reviews.
delicious this morning.
What?
You hear that, Facebook? The coffee is extra delicious this morning, but I'm over here. Oops, got to work.
I'm sitting here on the Group W bench If you want to know if I'm moral enough to join the army, burn women, kids' houses, be a little all right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Good morning once again.
Your crack research team found something for you.
Yes, but we'll talk about that after the news break. I make people wait a little bit here.
Oh yeah, you got news break coming up, yeah.
We want to talk about the Sacred Heart Food Pantry. The Sacred Heart Food Pantry recently received donations of personal care items and Girl Scout cookies through contributions from Elks Lodge 1274 and the Girl Scouts of America, the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, and the Pantry. They accepted 955 pounds of hygiene products purchased with a $2,000 Spotlight grant from the Elks National Foundation Community Investments Program. Items included shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and soap. The pantry also received 75 cases, which is 900 boxes, of Girl Scout cookies through the Cookies for a Cause program. Karen Snell and Beth Morano, Middleboro Cookie Cup Board Manager, delivered 9 varieties, including Thin Mints and much more. The Cookies for a Cause program encourages Girl Scouts to support community organizations through service and donations. Local troops have previously contributed to the pantry, including donating frozen turkeys for Thanksgiving meals. So that's a great story there, Don.
No, yeah, we've been talking about the food pantry for years, and you really brought it into the spotlight during the pandemic, which a lot of people didn't need it at the time. So we've had people on too. So that's great. Hopefully we can get someone else on pretty soon. And we've had the president call. We've had so many people from the food pantry call us, or even Ken Menchuk also too has a lot to do with it. So thank you, Chuck, for coming in and everything. So I hope all the best for the food pantry.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I'm so proud of you that you really put that on the spotlight for WBBF. You got a lot of the PSAs going,
Yes.
and the ads and get people in here. So get on the map as far as anyone listening your shows, and plus the commercials running through the whole all the other programming for WBBF and getting everyone thinking about it. So it's really important. And like I said, I've said this before. I'll say it again. I'm really proud of you. This was your. I have a lot of ideas too. I bring guests in myself because but this was you. This was your ball.
Yes.
This was all you, and it really made I think it's making a difference in people's lives. I'm sure what your actions have done made people's lives a little better by letting everyone know.
All right, another thing we want to talk about here before we take our news break is that the town of Middleboro will hold its annual Memorial Day Parade and Ceremony. That's going to be coming up on Monday, May 26th, beginning at 10 a.m., with a special recognition marking the 20th anniversary of the Memorial Park in Middleboro. Parade participants are asked to arrive at 9:30 a.m., the town hall parking lot. The ceremony will take place immediately following the parade at the Middleboro Memorial Park. Veterans are encouraged to participate in the parade by walking or riding in a vehicle. In the event of inclement weather, the parade will be canceled and the ceremony will be moved indoors to the second floor town hall, which is the ballroom, at 10 a.m. Residents with questions about potential weather-related changes are asked to contact the Middleboro Police Department after 8 a.m. on the day of the event. So there you go, Memorial Day Parade coming up, if it doesn't rain, of course. Hopefully it doesn't rain. I think last year it did, unfortunately, which stinks, because rain is a Debbie Downer.
It's a negative waves, Moriarty.
Exactly. Negative waves, Moriarty. All right, 7:30 a.m. Let's take our news break. We'll be right back.
You got a music recommendation today? No, you don't have one, did you?
No. Because what I want to do, I can't really do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
we can't do it.
I know. It sounds so innocent too, but you start
It's not.
dipping into the lyrics.
No, we can't do it.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Michael Harrington. President Trump says not all countries will get as good a trade deal as the one the UK negotiated with the U.S. White House correspondent Greg Cluxton explained.
The new trade deal with Britain will cut tariffs on UK cars from more than 27% to 10%. And the president says the baseline 10% tariff for the UK will not be a template for future trade deals with other nations.
That's a low number. They made a good deal. Some will be much higher because they have massive trade surpluses.
The president said the UK agreement is the first of many more trade deals to come with U.S. trading partners. Greg Cluxton, the White House.
Meanwhile, the U.S. and China have resumed crucial tariff talks. President Trump says on social media that, quote, great progress is being made, and even suggested the total reset was possible as the sides take their seats for the second and final scheduled day.
He's got to get India and Pakistan to the negotiating table. They're lobbing missiles at each other still.
Yeah, but only in Kashmir though.
Still, they're lobbing missiles at each other.
That's been a hot spot for 70 years.
Yes, but still, they're lobbing missiles at each other. And they did agree to a ceasefire, which only lasted about 3 hours.
The lowest approval rating for the
So we got to get them to the negotiating table and get that done. Because that could escalate. Both of those countries have nuclear weapons.
Bernie Bennett reporting.
I'm not saying it's going to escalate to that, but obviously when you...
Read up on the history in India and Pakistan. They went to war 3-4 times.
Yeah, I know that.
I think last time
I've heard of that.
I think last time the thing sparked up was in 2001.
Yeah. Yeah. I think people are worried because both of those nations have nuclear weapons.
Yeah, they've always had nuclear weapons, since the 60s.
Living with everyday pain is like
I'm
having
sure
a
what
voice that
Pakistan
always says no,
they've had it for a
you
while.
can't do that, you can't go there, you can't play your favorite sport, you better sit this one out. It's no way to live. If pain is affecting you, see how Relief Factor can help you get back to living life again on your terms, one where you say yes a whole lot more. Head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 800-4RELIEF. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by a team of doctors and scientists, Relief Factor's unique formula...
Good morning, everybody on the Facebook this morning.
It helps reduce or eliminate it for good. Whether it's your back, neck, your joints, your muscles, Relief Factor can help you, as it has for so many others. Give Relief Factor's 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, a low-cost way for you to sort of take it out for a test drive. Less than $1 a day. Go to ReliefFactor.com, ReliefFactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800-4-RELIEF. See how you can live with less pain and you can say yes to more of everything you want with Relief Factor.
Albania
The movie up too, right?
You
have it up already?
I got the 74 one.
Rama has promised European Union membership by 2030. Campaigns featured intense rivalry with the conservative Salih Berisha and a shift to digital campaigning despite a TikTok ban. Voters abroad are participating in today's election for the first time ever. Election pledges like wage hikes and a tourism boom have blurred party lines. Corruption remains a key issue. A passenger bus skidded off a cliff in Sri Lanka's tea-growing hill country, killing
there's another one?
and injuring at least 4
There's only two.
There was a TV one, too.
There was?
Yes.
When England or?
About 86 miles.
I don't know. I'll talk about that one, too.
In a mountainous area of central Sri Lanka. The driver was injured, and among those embedded...
It wasn't the same movie, was it?
Bus was operated by a state-run...
It looks like it is.
News and analysis at townhall.com.
Maybe the 74 made the TV movie.
Is an American accent going away?
Southern accents are disappearing in some areas.
74, no, that was an actual
because of the
film.
migration of people into the South from
what was the
other
other one?
parts of the
1998,
United
that was the
States
TV
and
film.
from around
was it?
the
Yeah.
world.
Okay.
A series of research papers chronicles the
We can talk about the
development
cast
of
and
a
all of them.
Southern
It's the
accent
same
on
movie.
Black residents in the
Yeah,
Atlantic
it's the same movie.
There's a different ending on the 2009 one and the 1974 9.
North Carolina.
He clicks himself on the
There's some pretty big people in the 98 one, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jason Walker reporting.
I don't think not as big as the other two casts.
Has passed away at the age
Well,
of 70.
You know Robert.
It's probably debatable.
You know who Robert Shaw is, right?
Yes.
No,
I mean, that's
Well, he was in Jaws.
Big.
He was in Jaws.
Yeah, that's big.
Mexico, and that's the way love goes. More on these stories at townhall.com.
all right. All right, go 3, 2, 1, 0, and we're back. We're live. 7:36 a.m. here on WVBF 1530 a.m. 99.7 FM. This is Middleboro Review. Today is May 11th, 2025. It is Mother's Day. Now let's talk about taking the Pelham 123.
I saw that with my father
Yeah.
at the Oyster House in Quincy. It used to be a little place, and they showed movies. So I mean, that was something that I think was just a lot of movies.
So we're gonna break down the cast of all three versions of
I didn't
this
know
film.
there was three. He just told me
Yes,
for the first time.
there is a TV film as well. We'll get to that in a second. But the original film, which came out in 1974, has this cast: Walter Matthau, Robert Shaw, Martin Balsam, Hector Alonso.
Well, tell them the name of the characters too. Because
Robert Shaw was Mr. Blue. Martin Balsam was
what was Walter Matthau?
Walter Matthau was Lieutenant Zachary Garver.
Okay, it's not over.
Robert Shaw was Mr. Blue. Martin Balsam was Mr. Green. Hector Alonso was Mr. Gray. Earl Hindman was Mr. Brown. James Broderick was Denny Doyle. Dick O'Neill was Coral. Lee Wallace was the mayor. Tony Roberts was deputy mayor. Jerry Stiller was Lieutenant Rico Patron. Doris Roberts, the mayor's wife. Julius Harris, the Inspector Daniels. Rudy Bond, police commissioner. And a couple other ones that are in there as well.
Like I said, overall, that movie, it was a really good movie. The ending was definitely different than the reboot, for sure.
Yes.
Robert Shaw, we all know Robert Shaw as Quint on Captain Quint on Jaws. Plays an Englishman in this one, so it was really good. That's my favorite out of all of them, the 1974. Walter Matthau. He's usually playing, it's funny because he's out, later on in life, he's done a lot of comedy roles later on, but I think he did a lot of serious roles in the early 70s, like this movie here. He went on the Bad News Bears, Grumpy Old Men, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, I think his earlier stuff is a lot of serious stuff.
The next film was a TV film made for TV by
98, right?
and yes, it was 98, and it was appearing on ABC. Released on February 1st, 1998. Edward James Olmos as Detective Anthony Piscotti. Then you had Vincent D. Onofrio as Mr. Blue. Richard Schrif as Mr. Green. Donnie Wahlberg as Mr. Gray. Lisa Vidal as Barbara Cardoza. Lorraine Bracco as Detective Ray. And some other actors in here that are a little less well known there, but that's the second film that came out in 1998.
98, Lorraine Bracco. She was just gotten with the Sopranos.
Yeah.
The Sopranos. So she probably
Just
did that right before the pilot.
Right before the pilot.
Yes, on the
Yeah,
Sopranos.
the pilot. Let's see.
Donnie Wahlberg, that's impressive, and James Olmos, you said?
Yes.
He was unbelievable. He went on to the reboot of Battlestar Galactica, which was unbelievable. He plays the best Commander Adama. And I'm not knocking what Lauren Green did in the ABC series back in the 70s, late 70s, but telling you, it was that Battlestar Galactica he was in was darker. Battlestar Galactica.
The pilot that came out on January 10th, 1999.
Oh, The Sopranos?
Yes.
Yeah,
that
so,
pilot.
yeah, so I mean, that's probably what you... Alright, great.
But I believe that was filmed the year before.
You said Donnie Wahlberg too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe that pilot was filmed in 1998, though.
Alright, well...
Sometime.
Yeah, that was released in 98. They probably did that TV movie in 97, 96.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have that. And then we have the third film adaptation. We have the most recent one, the 2009 one.
Right.
June 12, 2009 it came out. And it made money, 150 million in the box office with a budget of 110 million. So it made money. It definitely made money. Directed by Tony Scott. And the cast for this one, Denzel Washington as Walter Garber, John Travolta as Dennis Ryder Ford, John Turturro as Lieutenant Vincent Camerati, Luis Guzman as Phil Ramos, Michael Rispoli, James Gandolfini was in it as well as the mayor of New York. Frank Wood was in it as well. And then some other ones in there, little less known actors.
Yeah,
There you go.
that was a story on its own, too. The Denzel Washington Garber, he was getting himself in hot water because he took a bribe or something like that. That wasn't the case with the Garber on the 74 thing. It was just more about dealing with the problem. But the 2009 reboot movie had its own, and it was a different ending too. And they're not using Mr. Pink and Mr. Blue, Mr. Gray, and all in there too. And
Well, I mean, in the casting, it still says those names, but it also says the actual names of the characters.
yeah, but you didn't mention it. You didn't say anything.
No, I didn't say anything, but yes, that's what.
Is it?
Yes, that's what it says on the casting.
So you should have said it.
I apologize. But, yeah, that's what.
So they use a Mr. Gray and
Well,
Blue.
probably not in the movie. I didn't hear them say anything about that in the movie.
No, does it say it in the credits?
It says it in the credits, yeah.
Just like what you said in the first two movies,
Yes.
but you didn't say it in the third.
Whatever.
You're getting on a cliff here, kid.
Moving on.
All right. But you had the Mr. Gray, Mr. Pink, Mr.
Exactly.
Well, they use that lineup in Reservoir Dogs too. So
yeah.
I think Quentin Tarantino got an idea of that from
He
the
did.
1974 movie
Yeah.
because that came out like 92.
Yes.
So,
All right. Okay. 7:43 a.m. Let's take our last commercial break right now. When we come back, we'll have our transportation topic and much more here on the show today. We will be right back.
St. Vincent de Paul of Sacred Heart Church in Middleboro serves the residents of the towns of Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester. Our base of operations is in the lower level of the parish hall on Oak Street, directly across the street from Sacred Heart Church in downtown Middleboro. At this time, we serve approximately 500 families in our service area, and many of them come to us for various types of aid. This can take many forms. We include many of the following programs: utilities and rent assistance, agency referrals, clothing and furniture vouchers, and temporary lodging. For more information, go to svddmiddleboro.org. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe.
Warrior faces adversity. He fights through. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Grow strong. Believe. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchair for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the movement and visit wheelchairforwarriors.org.
Have you Matthew Mission Food Pantry helps people with food insecurities from the hardships of life. In a few short years, they have given more than 4,000 bags of groceries to those in need. For guests with limited transportation options, they are open every Saturday morning from 9:30 to 11:30 at the north door of the First Parish Church, 76 Church Green, and are available to anyone, no questions asked. The demand increases every week. With the looming reduction in SNAP benefits, the need is growing. Please consider a donation of unexpired, non-perishable food items, grocery store gift cards, or a monetary donation via check to the Matthew Mission Food Pantry, 76 Church Green, Taunton, or by Venmo at Matthew Mission Food Pantry. The Matthew Mission Inc. is a registered 501c3.
Sounds like Margaret's listening to the show. Good.
320.
Want to mention something more on Mother's Day before we go on, all right?
Yes. There's a story. No, there's a story I'm trying to find.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'll just kick it over to you. Three?
You say something.
No, I'll kick it over to you first. I'm trying to find something. I'm going to kick it over to you. 3, 2, 1, 0.
We talk about Mother's Day, which is very important, and you always think about your mother, your blood, and you also look at other people too that affect your life. Like I had an aunt Gracie. She was like a mother to me because we spent so much time over at the house in Stoughton, and the memories we have of the families all getting together and having dinner and playing in the yard and hanging out with my cousins and stuff like that is unbelievable. It's just memories that'll always be in my head. I mean, good memories. Put a smile on your face. You've had a bad day and you can think of something you did with your cousin. And, you know, in the tight little areas we used to, the house, the big house, and the family, and the moms doing their thing and making dinner for you, and just being there for you too. So it's just not blood. It's relatives. It's aunts. It's friends, mothers too. As you go on with life and as you lose people, like I said earlier, you cling on to other people that remind you of got good memories because they're still with us, and that's important. What do you think, John?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. That's a big. That's a big.
Yes.
It's a big 10-4, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
No, it's important because I look at my mom and then I look at my aunt, my Aunt Gracie, and she was like a mom to me. It's just we spent so much time with that family, my cousins and my aunt, stuff like that, and yeah.
All right.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to everyone. Yes. All right. 30 seconds on sports. The Celtics won. Celtics won by 22. Game 4, I believe, is tomorrow. Have to win it to tie the series so they can go back to the TD Garden with a 2-2 series tie. Very important that they win Game 4. But good on them for winning Game 3. Alright, moving on from sports. That was quick. But moving on from sports, we finished the show today with some transportation today. Starting off with some local stuff. A little bit of a rehash of what I talked about on Friday, but I want to get Don's thoughts on some of the things I talked about. One of the things I didn't talk about that I'm seeing here locally is that the Massachusetts Senate has passed a $1.3 billion spending bill, but declines to tweak anything regarding to the MBTA housing law. The Massachusetts Senate on Thursday avoided making any changes to the controversial MBTA Communities Act while advancing a $1.3 million spending bill packed with one-time investments on education and transportation. The Senate voted 40-0 on Bill 2512, deploying surplus surtax revenues after a smattering of commentary about some pressure points and the adoption of dozens of earmarks following off the floor decision-making. Over the course of the deliberations, senators opted not to tweak the MBTA Communities Act, a zoning reform law that got little commentary when it was first enacted 4 years ago, but has since become a point of contention in the state's response to the housing affordability crisis. Don.
Well, they got it in motion. I mean, they got this time, there's some money involved. Some of the towns already started implementing, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, to pull it now after some of these towns always got the ball rolling, that's not fair to those towns.
No, it's not.
Sounds like they're all on board. What do you say, 44-0?
40-0.
40-0?
That's pretty on board.
Oh, I mean, there's not many Republicans. There's like a 6 or something like that.
I
But
think there's like 2.
no, there's like, I think there's 6.
In the Senate, I think there's 2. I think. I'm
No,
not sure.
no, I don't know. Well, I don't know.
I think there's 2 in the Senate.
It's more than that.
I don't think there's. No, hold on. Let me
No.
look.
All right, yeah, you should.
I think in the House there's more than that.
Oh, okay.
In
Yeah.
the Senate, I think there's literally only 2.
Well, it really.
Let me look.
It really doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
No, it doesn't
You
matter.
know what I'm saying? But everyone's on board with that. I just think they're fine tweak it. I don't know. I think maybe an a la carte would have been better for each town, but I don't know. I mean, like, I can understand Milton that does not have a robust transport. You know, the Mattapan trolley, really. I mean, that's their thinking. But technically, that is part of the red line. So I mean, that's So
Okay, there's 4.
it's 4.
There's 4.
Okay.
Okay.
And they voted for it.
Yeah.
Well,
Alright.
I don't know. Maybe in their eyes, it's something that the ball's been rolling.
Yeah.
There's got to be. We haven't heard the end of this though yet.
No.
No.
This is not the end.
Yeah. Well, I think they're still trying to tweak out the New Bedford Fall River line because I was on it Friday, and I got delayed an hour and 20 minutes because the train broke down, and they had to rescue a train, and that was a real rainy, real crappy weather we had Friday. So yeah, okay. It's always a delay or this, that, and the other thing. So hoping they tweak it out fast because what happens is if the train breaks down, and I understand that, you're done. You're 2 hours late. You're an hour and a half late. You're stranded. Like nobody's business. You're stranded. And there goes all your plans out the window. A couple times that happens to somebody, they could be like, I can't afford to be late for work. You're going into work, and you got to be on the floor as a nurse, a shift, or you have to relieve somebody else in a critical function, and you get stuck on the T because the T broke down. And I sat there for 20 minutes, and no communication. They didn't tell us anything. At first they said, we got signal problems. And then we waited another 20 minutes. We're on the move, but we're going to be on slow. And no communication. We got no communication with that train. I mean, I know things happen, but tell me what's going on. Tell me, because am I going to be waiting here for 40 minutes, or am I waiting for 4 minutes? Should I get out? If I'm, should I get out of my vehicle? We're stuck at the station. So what I did is I was in Middleboro, and it was freezing cold, rainy. So what I did is I just took the train to East Taunton to get out of the cold because I knew it's single track, and I knew the other train wouldn't pass me. But we get there, and then the train that was supposed to take you to Fall River was not there. It's usually waiting. And a few minutes later, and then the train sat at the platform with the doors closed with no communication. So if that was the case, people who had vehicles in the parking lot, like, give them a chance to get out and hop in their vehicles and get to work. Maybe I'll drive. You know, I have to pay to park. I'm a nurseryship. I'm a firefighter. I'm a police officer. I'm this. I'm that. I got to be at work at a certain. I can't be late.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine who was a teacher. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Two things. He got his Cadillac converter stolen out of Middleboro Station. Okay.
Yes.
One time, which okay, whatever. And then the train almost made him late. And my friend is never late. He's Coast Guard. He's never ever late. And he came like 5 minutes from being late. He's a guy who gets to school before the janitor. He's following the janitor. That's how he was. He's just on time. And the train, and he stopped taking the train. He took the train every morning. He stopped. He just drove.
Yep.
Because because I guess they weren't running the trains at night in the winter, so they were firing them up, and they were coming in cold, and then they were breaking down. This, that, and the other thing. They were late. They were. It's just like how I've said it before. I know the idle laws are important, but if everyone just starts driving again because the trains are so bad, you didn't get anywhere with that idling. Say it's like, say it's 20 degrees or 10 degrees overnight, and they got to run them or whatever. But how many people just said the heck with the train are driving? So all that, everything they tried to do as far as getting the cars off the road between congestion, traffic, and emissions just got thrown out the window because the train isn't reliable. People want reliable transportation.
Yes.
They really do. And especially, you break down on a single track territory,
Yeah.
there goes the whole system. Done. So I was hoping they'd look into more double track, but they really didn't.
All right.
So,
I
don't know.
Let's finish today with a really good story, with a nice feel-good story about transportation here, pertaining to Amtrak. I was going to get to another story that wasn't as feel-good, but I don't think.
Well, it's Mother's Day. It's a beautiful day out.
I don't think we have time for that one.
Chirping.
We need more than 2 minutes to talk about that one. It's about the East River Tunnel project. It's been delayed. We'll talk about that next week.
Probably the cost. They're probably getting
It's only been delayed by 2 weeks, but it's been delayed.
Right.
We'll talk about that next week. But I want to finish off with a good one from Amtrak. Amtrak has unveiled a Crayola locomotive as part of their crayon promotion. Amtrak has wrapped a pair of ACS 64 locomotives in Crayola-inspired creativity on the Go schemes in a nod to the iconic crayon manufacturer. ACS 64-621, that wears a violet blue livery that features 8 crayon colors that Crayola recently bought out of retirement. Number 620 is wrapped in Crayola's Dandelion, a golden yellow shade. The locomotives were unveiled this past week, a couple days ago, are part of a summer promotion where kids ride free on the auto train, Don.
What's kids? Can I be a kid? Can I pass as a kid? I could be a kid.
Unfortunately, no, you don't.
So is there an age requirement? Was it 12? What's a kid?
Kids. It doesn't say on this article.
Doesn't say?
I'm assuming anyone under the age of 18. That's what I'm assuming.
No, it's 12.
Probably 12.
Kids.
But you never know. It could be under the age of 18. You never know.
It doesn't say?
Doesn't say on here. I'm assuming kids means under the age of 13.
Well, now you're assuming. They're not putting black and white.
Yeah, I know. I don't have it in front of me. Whatever.
So what if I was a kid?
Kids ride free.
No.
Whatever that means. If you're under 18,
but you have to ride in that particular Crayola car?
It's probably on Amtrak's website. What?
Nothing.
Okay, it's probably on Amtrak's website.
I feel warm and fuzzy about this.
They can take advantage of free admission to Crayola's experience locations as well. And as I showed Don what these trains look like.
Oh, it's the engines?
Yeah, it's the engines that look like the Crayola.
I thought I saw something like that. I was wondering that. That's good.
But yeah, there you go. I think that's cool whenever Amtrak does stuff like this. I think it's really cool because it's creative.
Yeah, it's geared to the children.
It's geared to the children and it's creative.
Yeah,
it's creative. But we need more creativity with our trains.
You gotta, trains got to be cool again.
Yes.
Public transportation has to be cool again.
Exactly.
Information and communication is a good thing. So please MBTA, if you're stuck at a train station for 40 minutes, please tell us what's going on. Please leave the doors open, because I mean,
Yes.
maybe I'll hop out in my vehicle,
Very
hop on 24 and go to work.
Very important.
I might be stuck on the trains.
Very
stuck
important.
And
Yes.
I thought for sure, I mean, the way it was acting, first they said it was signal problems, but then they rescued the train.
All right, 8 a.m. We gotta go. Coming up next is Bread of Life with Pastor Ortez Vandross. Until next week, have a great week, everybody, and I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow with another edition of Middleboro Matters, and me and Don will be back.
Can I make one announcement?
What's up?
On June 3rd, Joey and I are going traveling to Great Barrington, and we're going to meet Mo Guthrie, Al
Yes.
Guthrie's grandson. He runs the Guthrie Cultural Center, which was the old church in the Alice's restaurant. They bought that and they turned it into a cultural center, and I believe 40-50 seat arena or concert room with a kitchen. And we're gonna go talk to him. He's got to give us some time. Maybe we'll interview him, and hopefully maybe we'll call in, or maybe we'll have an interview.
All right, we'll be back next week. Bye, everybody.
All right, I'm headed down to Exeter, Rhode Island, baby. Use the bathroom first, but I'll be back. I should be back in time. If not, it's only gonna be like a half hour, right?
Fine with me.
I'm not reading that one.
That's fine. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.